We ask for your protection over our school, and we pray that we will be kept from harm throughout the night.
Amen.
Miss Martha! Miss Martha!
Is he dead?
No, get him inside. Quick! You're a most unwelcome visitor, and we do not propose to entertain you.
You'll find them easily amused.
You won't be here long enough for that.
How did you end up in this place?
Why are you so interested in me?
I admire your strength.
I'm just trying to give them what they need to survive in these times.
If you could have anything in the world, what would it be?
To be taken far away from here.
Come with me.
He seems to be a sensitive person.
Does he?
Nina?
It seems the enemy is not what we believe.
I hope you like apple pie.
Is that my recipe?
It is.
I need rags. I need chloroform. Go to the smokehouse, get the saw, now. Bring me the anatomy book.
Can I get you anything?
Give me the key.
You know I'd get in trouble for that.
Oh, what have you done to me? You vengeful bitches!
Sure.
Okay.
So it's Steve Goldman, and it's for International this
Okay.
time. And
Like say the same thing.
you can say that. Yeah. Don't. That's my problem. Not
Okay.
Your problem. So
Okay.
the first question is okay. I'll try to make it a little different. So what is
Okay.
it about Sofia Coppola that sets her apart from other directors?
Sophia's films are they just have a different feel to them. There's a different vibe and sensibility that she has with each movie that she makes. And she's not someone who makes a ton of movies. She's very precious with the movies that she does make, and she takes her time to create those movies. So when you hear that Sofia Coppola has a new film that's coming out, it's for me, it's very exciting because it's like, oh, what story does she decide to tell? Because she's just someone I look up to so much, and who has also had so much success, and she has so much respect from everyone, but she's earned it really through being true to herself creatively, and also just as a person, and really through class, which is something that I have always admired about her.
Now, you've worked with her before.
Yes.
A while ago.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was that experience like then, and how does it compare to the experience today?
Yeah, well, definitely then I was 11, so I was definitely nervous, a little nervous, but I felt like I learned a lot from her, and a lot from that experience, because her sets feel different. They don't feel like everybody else's sets. She works with her friends. She hires all her friends. Everyone's really just, there's this big love around everyone, which is the same. But I felt like our relationships definitely, like our relationship with each other shifted, because she felt like kind of more like a big sister, like an aunt to me back then, and now she feels like a girlfriend, because we hung out together, and so that was nice. I was seen as older in her eyes, and so I definitely saw that change.
What was the rehearsal period like?
The rehearsal period, we had a couple weeks before in Louisiana. A lot of it was like fittings and things, because we all had our corsets fitted to us specifically to our bodies. So a lot of it was just getting the costumes right, hair and makeup tests, and then also a lot of like classes as a group together, like sewing and dancing and etiquette classes, and but that also helped, like even though, yeah, we were learning to do something, it was more about just doing it all together as a group that helped create the bond that you see on screen.
What was it like being part of that large female ensemble?
Yeah.
It's pretty special, isn't it?
Very special,
Yeah.
very special. Because I don't think I've ever been in a movie that has been such a predominantly just female cast in this way. And also just like women of all ages, which is so nice to see. It was very special, very special. And Colin, of course. Can't forget Colin.
How was Colin in this whole mix? That's the thing I really love to know.
Yeah. Well, he was such a good sport. I mean, he's amazing in the movie. He also is such a nice guy and made everyone feel so comfortable, and he's so charming. And I think he can charm everyone from all the different ages. Like everyone loved Colin, which was perfect for his character, obviously. But yeah, what Sofia did so great is that her film is told from the POV of the girls, and so of how they view him. So he's definitely the object of affection of everyone. So he was a good sport at being objectified. Yeah.
Final question: is there something like that you'll always remember from this film? Maybe a specific memory or a day on set or something. What's the big takeaway for you from the whole experience?
The whole thing is very memorable to me and very in my mind. I mean, I love that there's one of the dinner scenes with like the apple pie, and that day we were just like laughing so much. Like we laughed constantly on set. Constantly. Even during like the most intense scenes, just know like after you cut we're all like we were hysterically laughing. So yeah, it was very lively and fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks everybody.
Miss Martha!
Marie, come with me.
Help! Miss Martha! Miss Martha!
Amy!
Help!
What happened? Are you all right? How did he get here?
He was all alone in the woods. I couldn't leave him there to die.
You know you're not supposed to go that far.
Is he dead?
No, not yet. Quick, we need to move him to the porch.
No, I took like one sip. I like, oh God.
Or are they trying to be old-timey?
Again, so you may have you slip your name in it.
I think so. My name is still Stephen Goldman, and this is the International Generic.
Whoa.
And so the first question, I'm going to try to make it a little bit different, is what was it about Sofia's script that appealed to you? And is this something, I know it was based on a film from the 1970s with Clint Eastwood, and how different is it? I guess that's two questions in one.
That's okay, I can handle it.
I think you can.
Watch this.
Yes.
Yes, well, for me, working with Sofia is a very special thing, to have a creative friendship that's lasted this long, and that we continue to inspire each other is a very unique thing, I think, in this industry. And in terms of both films, the Clint Eastwood movie, it was kind of a boys' crew, that the way that story was told, and I could see why Sofia was intrigued by the story and all these women together in this isolated situation. And so, she got us together and remade it with her buddies, so.
Very cool. What is it that you enjoy most about working with Sofia, and what's your collaborative process like?
Well, it's interesting. Sofia and I work with the same creative instructor, I guess you could say. Her as a director and me as an actress. So when we come to set, we've already kind of worked on it in a similar way. So there's really what's nice about working with her is that we have a very unspoken connection, and so it's effortless when it comes to working together.
Did you do anything to prepare for the role? Now, I read that you did some
I did
accent.
nothing
At all?
Nothing. I just, no. Sorry. Sorry. What did I do to prepare for the role? Well, I do a lot of different things. I work with someone, and I remember watching a bunch of old movies, especially ones where there's a weird dynamic between women, and I remember watching The Children's Hour, some movie with Shirley MacLaine and Audrey Hepburn, and I rewatched Gone with the Wind because of all that Southern Belle vibe. And then we had a lot of classes together before we started the film, etiquette and dance classes, and we had Bible study together. So things that would already generate a bond before we started shooting.
What was it like bringing the film to Cannes?
I mean, the Cannes Film Festival is the most prestigious film festival in the world, and always to be there with a film is something very, very, very special to me. And I've been lucky that they've embraced films that I've been in for a long time now, and so I feel always very honored to be there. And Sofia won Best Director, so it couldn't have gone, better for us.
Final question before she kills me. How different is it making a small film like this as compared to, say, like one of the big studio films that you've done?
I haven't done a really big studio film in a while, but even working on Fargo, I don't know. I always feel like, I did Hidden Figures. Sorry, I'm talking to myself now. I don't know. I feel like as long as you work with people that you respect and like creatively, it doesn't really matter if it's, what the budget of the film is. I think Sofia's so good at casting and putting together dynamics, and I think that's what you look for creatively, is like, who will bring out the best in me, who am I going to be excited to work with, and so that's the ultimate thing that should matter.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And you were wonderful in the film. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Something that's what
I've missed being near you.
You have?
Yeah.
You can see.
I'm sure we could relieve you.
No. On your way. I will decide whose work is needed. Off you go.
I think when I are Kirsten, we both said.
coming in. Yeah. A girl coming in. Yeah, let's see just a minute. Well, she comes in from here. Okay, that's that one, and then we have the other. Okay.
You got it. Look, Miss Martha.
Can you move closer? Yeah. Yeah, that was more possibility.
Yeah, because that, you want me to touch him?
Yeah, it's nice to touch his arm.
Be great, it'd help.
Yeah. Feel free. Okay, that looks great. That looks really good. Okay, so whatever you guys want to do out in this area.
It's a long time coming, Cincinnati.
All right.
How many cities do we have to work in before that happens?
Action.
What a night.
It must be tiring for you.
I can't say it hasn't been a struggle.
Well, I admire your strength. It must be tiring for you.
I can't say that it hasn't been a struggle.
Well, I admire your strength. I know it must be hard for you to be strong all the time for these girls.
That is a picture wrap of Mr. Colin Farrell.
Stay calm. Stay calm and focused, all right? We're gonna need water. We're gonna need to sew up the wound.
Caught on camera.
I couldn't sleep last night. How's the Yank doing? He's fine, much better. Miss Edwina, how long is he gonna stay in the music room?
Until he's much better.
Yeah, I do. It's in my cart.
Why? What's so bad about being Australian? There's nothing. It's just that you're
Clearly.
I don't, but that's
See,
not the
that's
reason. So, where do we want this labeled?
Okay, it's Stephen Goldman, and this is for the international generic. And the first question up is, what initially attracted you to The Beguiled?
I saw the Don Siegel film and I thought it was such an interesting premise, and I tracked down the book, which was told from the female character's point of view, and I thought I would love to reimagine the story from the female character's story.
Right, because in the first film, it was a Clint Eastwood movie. Is that correct?
Yes. Should I repeat that?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I'd seen the Clint Eastwood film, and it's really a story of this soldier going into this girls' school and this world of these women. And I thought, I'd love to see the story from the female character's point of view.
Okay, cool. And is this the first time that you've done a remake?
Yes. Yeah, I would never, a friend of mine said, you have to see The Beguiled, I think you should remake it. And I thought, I would never remake a film, someone else's film. But it's really, I feel like a reinterpretation or seeing the same story from another side of the story. And they're kind of maybe companion pieces.
Okay. How closely did you look at that 1971 Don Siegel film, and in comparison, say, to the book?
Yeah, after I saw the film and thought about making my own version, I tried not to look at the film or think. I tried to forget that film and go back to the book and just imagine it in a new way of how I would approach the material. So I'm excited to see the original film again now that I've made this film. But I really tried to make my own version of it.
Okay. Tell me about the casting, in particular your three female leads. You've got Kirsten, who you've worked with before.
Yeah, when I started thinking about this film, I was excited because I loved working with Kirsten Dunst, and I thought, she can play the school teacher, and now Elle's old enough to play the oldest student. And last time I worked with her, she was 11, so now to see her as a young woman, and a really different role for her, and so different from her. And then I've always admired Nicole Kidman, and I thought she would be amazing to have as the headmistress. So I'm so glad that it worked out to have these three women together, and to see them together, and how they all relate to each other, and how they all have a different dynamic with Colin Farrell, our enemy soldier.
Right, and how did Colin do?
He was a very good sport. I feel like it takes a real man to let the women be in charge and to be the kind of object of the story.
And you also have a lot of new faces in the cast as well.
We do. We have a group of young actresses, 12 to around 16 or 15 of the young students. So Colin was great because he really was great with the young girls, to all of them, and they all worked really well together. And I think it's exciting always to see new actresses.
Okay. What was it like seeing the film for the first time? You took it to Cannes, is that right? Tell us a bit about that.
It was so exciting to see the film for the first time in the Cannes Film Festival, and it was the first time I'd seen the film finished with the sound and picture together, and the cast, the first time they had seen it. So it was really nerve-wracking and exciting to see it there in the Palme, and very unforgettable.
What was the biggest challenge for you making it?
It's always challenging getting a movie made and putting it all together and getting the cast you want and the financing, and I can't imagine what the one element was, because to me it's always amazing that a movie can get made, because there's so many elements and working together, and we shot it very quickly, and I think that was challenging, shooting a film in 26 days, and especially with so many young cast members, your hours are limited, and getting it all done.
Okay. Final question for you. What would be like the greatest takeaway, the thing you'll remember most from the whole experience?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think just being together in New Orleans and working with our amazing team, the crew and the cast, and you know, in creating this, it's exciting to see it now finished.
Thank you very much, and
Okay.
congratulations again.
Thank you.
It was really great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
No, she was just here.
Cut away.
Just for fun.
Do we have to clear that?
Well, we just have to address it.
Oh, and who knows what'll happen to him?
They'll likely shoot him and leave him along the road to die.
I could allow the corporal to...
Corporal, Miss Martha invites you to dine with us.
You can see.
I'm sure we could relieve you.
No. On your way. I will decide whose work is needed. Off you go.
McBurney's heart.
Yeah.
That girl's gone wild.
Of her coming in? Yeah, let's see, just a minute. Well, she comes in from here. No, it's that one, and then we have these. Okay.
Take a reading.
Cold-blooded killer.
You're like,
You go down the stairs,
Okay.
and then you come around and drop out. Okay. And will there be a video on that?
But it's video.
Wait, let me take a picture.
It's okay. I'll watch you guys say it, okay?
I heard he was a mercenary. So maybe he's not even really an enemy. What's a mercenary?
It means he's just paid by the army to fight. He's not really fighting their cause.
Oh, we don't know about that. Amy, go inside, get the blue rag, and tie it on the gate.
Blue rags on patrol know we captured a live Yankee.
I didn't sleep a wink last night. I had nightmares. Thank you.
After all the blood he's lost, he died if he went now.
Did you hear,
But you
Charlie?
see, the Christian thing comes off
After.
She wants to know a status on the batteries for the little girls because we hadn't gotten to them yet.
Caught on camera.
In the same room.
Miss Jane, please.
Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Miss Martha.
Tell me, did you find any mushrooms while you were out collecting soldiers?
Yeah, I do. It's in my cart.
Why? What's so bad about being Australian? There's nothing. It's just
Well,
that
we
you're
have the cake.
I loved it. It was so good. Cried at the end.
Oh, me too. Yeah, it's like this is that sisterly love instead of finding a man.
Loved it. That girl's gone wild.
Mark.
Okay, what's that?
Action.